Welcome back to CPAC 2023. This is the new federal state of China, and we're live from Washington, D.C. I have a very honored, very young guest with me. Will you introduce yourself to our audience a little bit?
Certainly. Well, first, thank you for having me. My name is Justine. I am the policy chair of the New York Young Republicans Club. I'm from New Jersey, but I work in New York, so I have roots in both areas. And I'm a Turning Point ambassador. I'm a pageant candidate, and throughout my time competing in pageantry, particularly Miss New Jersey, I promote free speech, First Amendment, because right now we're seeing a wave of censorship take over this country.
Absolutely. You know, yesterday there was a gentleman who I interviewed. His name is Art Harmon. He worked on Capitol Hill at a congressional office, overseeing the U.S. taxpayer-funded media agency, Voice of America. Now, in 2017, Miles Guo, the founder of our movement, went on Voice of America to expose the CCP. And they cut the interview live off the air, pulled the power plug on it. And the gentleman that was here yesterday was in the office physically witnessing the Beijing embassy, Chinese embassy, calling Amanda Bennett, who runs Voice of America, who then called Sasha Gong, the CCP spy, on site and pulled the power plug, taking order directly from the Chinese Communist Party. Now, that is a free speech issue. That's a threat to First Amendment to all Americans. Now, what do you think?
That's just insane. America is following in the footsteps of the Chinese Cultural Revolution, and the Chinese government, they're infiltrating us two aspects, culturally and through government. So I actually was able to review some of Hunter Biden's text messages and emails on his laptop with former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani. And we saw just a little bit of what? Just a little bit, a couple of thousands to $1 million that Hunter Biden and his father Joe Biden are receiving from both China and Russia. And then you have to wonder, so why was everyone who questioned the idea of the origins of COVID, why were they all censored? Why were we not allowed to suggest that COVID was made in a Wuhan lab up until now? Finally, the Biden administration kind of half admitted that was in a Wuhan lab, but you're still censored if you raise the question. And then why was the multiple Chinese spy balloons not shot down immediately? Those are the questions you have to consider. And then you have to go back in and think, okay, but Biden and his son are being paid by China and by Russia and by the world's worst human rights violators.
Absolutely. And, you know, everything you just brought up are excellent points because, you know, as Congressman Matt Collins was here this morning when I interviewed him, you know, he told me, he said, you know, you're so spot on because nothing can get done in this country if we don't have the right people in the right place. And the Washington Congress, the establishment are far too corrupt right now. They're far too much in bed with the Chinese Communist Party that if we don't change the corruption, if we don't change the infiltration, if we don't get out of these traitors out of our country, then we can never get anything done. So having said that, you know, what do you think the U.S. government should do to confront the infiltration and corruption here, particularly within the Justice Department and FBI?
Well, right now, it's the voters' job to vote them out. Most of them have to leave because the people in the government right now, some of them are being paid by China. They are the ones who are purposely censoring speech that they don't like. The FBI and these three-letter organizations, government organizations, are abusing their power to target their own citizens. And that is exactly what China is doing. That's exactly what these communist countries, authoritarian countries are doing. So first we have to vote these people out. And if we have election integrity and we actually get people there, we need those people, new people in office, to have enough chutzpah to actually do something, to actually, for example, strip Section 230 away from social media companies who are abusing their power, to not be afraid, we want to play both sides, we don't want to tiptoe, and we want to walk on eggshells and appease the radical left. That's the problem with a lot of conservatives who have been elected into office